Hello, Nesties, and welcome to yet another post-commentary video. This time I am commentating over the Hollow 6 Kelpie in Wuwa, newly released. I actually have not done the new story at all. I just saw the holograms and I was like, I need to do these. I'm recording this because, as of the time of recording, which is the day before this video is supposed to go live on YouTube on Wednesday, I do have videos I could make, but I've been working on some other things. And as such, I recorded this, and I thought, you know what? I guess now is the time for me to burn this before it gets too old. I'll use up one of my free videos. So we have this. This is not my first attempt. I don't remember. It was a lot of attempts, though. I will assure you that. I had tried a lot of times before this to beat this. I actually tried using Zanny for a lot of these, and it just was not working. Tried Carlotta, realized that this bad boy had a ton of frost resistance, or whatever it is that they call it. I guess it makes sense. It is a water-based form, so what else would it be resistant to? I don't know. It's just, Glacio, that's what it's called. And I just thought it was kind of funny. You know, it's water-based, but it's resistant to Glacio. But what happened was, I was recording that all with NVIDIA, just NVIDIA Shadowplay, you know, the same way I did the Fleur-de-Lis thing. The difference was I can only capture the game with that, and I was getting really annoyed about, like, pressing buttons or thinking I'd press buttons and just the game not doing what I wanted it to. So I decided, you know what, that's it. I'm getting no board. I've gotten no board, as you can see on screen. I cropped it, so it is only showing the relevant keys to try and minimize how much space it takes up. Because really all you need is my mouse, my WASD says 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the other ability keys. So that's what we were doing. But yeah, as of when you are seeing this video, you are approximately 26 hours away, maybe 27 hours away from the launch of the second channel. Yay! And so I was like, I'm not going to have time to do a stream because I am going on a trip. So I will actually not have time to record or do like a stream commemorating the launch. Maybe kind of an L. You might think, Neon, why didn't you just wait? I am just really eager to get this stuff out, to get it started. I've recorded 3 videos beforehand, and I've been sitting on them for a while. I finally finished the 3rd one a couple days ago, and I have just been very eager to get them out, public the videos, and just get the channel going. So I decided I didn't want to wait any longer to do so. Now, you might be saying, Neon, this is post-commentary, but you're really not talking about what's happening at all in the game, like, in any way, shape, or form. This is basically just, like, a glorified, like, Knife Surf CS video, or, like, Minecraft parkour video, and you are kind of correct, and there will, in fact, be game audio underneath this, but I didn't want to just leave this in the description or just have it be a bunch of text boxes. I felt like this was something that I really needed to say vocally, auditorily, for you all to hear. But yes, as always, you know, in Jinsha we trust, you know? Like, I try to use other characters, but in the end, Jinsha. So, what I found out with Kelpie is, one, in my opinion, this boss is pretty RNG dependent, mostly in terms of when it does which attacks, in the sense that if you get a lot of parry windows, that is very good because the vibration bar getting reduced is very important in this boss. It is basically just a Glacio, or I guess technically water with Glacio-resistant traits instead of Electro? Yeah, Electro-resistant traits. So, for all intents and purposes, it's basically just a Glacio version of, was it Tempest Mephis? The hologram for Tempest Mephis? Tempest Mephis. But with a resistance to Glacio damage instead of Electro, and way higher stats because it is like a 2.0 Renacita boss. So you can't really just go in and like bully it with the new Renacita characters like you could with the old Mephises. But it has pretty much the same attacks. They're pretty much all exactly the same. They just got different special effects to be water-based instead of electro-based. It even has the clone thing. I don't know if you can stop the clones with the parries. I've honestly never tried. More importantly, the parries are used to deplete the vibration strength, so you can stun it, which does get rid of them. But I've also noticed the attacks aren't nearly as bad with the clones, I would say, as with the Mephises. Mephisi. While there are 2 of them and then later 3 of them, and they do attack quite a lot, which is very annoying. That was a nice dodge. I was very proud of that. I thought that looked very cinematic. You do not really have to worry with the insane amount of desync that can sometimes happen, like you're fighting like ice climbers or something, because they are pretty straightforward, and it really is just a pattern boss. I would say this one was very frustrating at the start, but I would say it's definitely easier than Fleur de Lis and Dragon of Dirge and Hecate. I still think that not Century Construct. What's the Shorekeeper one? I forgot what it's called. But yeah, the Shorekeeper guy with the hammer. Fallacy of No Return? Yeah, Fallacy of No Return. I still think that's one of the easier ones, if not the easiest, out of the new ones for Phantom Pain. I don't know. It's very simple. It is my preferred style of this type of boss, or like Souls-like bosses. I am a big fan of the big bosses that have wide sweeping attacks and do a lot of damage, but they're kind of slow. You know, you get the cool dodges and parries and counters. I'm a big fan of those types of bosses just because I think they're very cinematic and they lend themselves very well to the whole, like, attack roll or attack parry kind of thing, which I think are very fun. They're also, I think, one of the easiest types of bosses. I'm not as much of a fan as the more agile bosses or the bosses that just have weird attack patterns. They're just kind of crazy. But, ooh, I really like this. This was such a nicely timed end. The slowdown was so cool right there on Jinsha. But that's the challenge complete. I got through my main thing and just kind of talked about random stuff. We did get crit damage on it. We got crit damage on a decent amount of them. I believe they're the wrong Echo. Actually, I think they might be the right Echo type, though. I just don't have Fleur de Lis. And this is where I found out that we actually have 2 new artifact sets. The Windward Pilgrimage, which I did not realize had even been added. And so I very quickly went to Gust of Welkin, because I was like, what? What's the difference between Gust of Welkin and Windward Pilgrimage? And I'm reading it because I don't quite understand. And then this new one, the Flaming Claw Print. And I was like, what? Flaming Claw Print? Which I assume is for Lupa, maybe? But yeah. Ironically, Nightmare Kelpie, not the best for Fleur de Lis. I think it's still the sword. You just have to farm it again now to get it with the new set, not not Gust of Welkin. But yeah. It's pretty much just it, you know? It's always Jinsha. It's always Jinsha. And this is just me. I'm probably going to cut this off now. So, thank you all for watching. This is just me trying to find a way to get to the Echo list without opening up the menu, and I'm realizing I can't do it. So, rest in peace. I guess we'll never know.